Chapter 16. Strange Fruit. For this occasion, with the wife and kids in tow, he left the white robe and pointed hood at home. Instead, he wore his favored navy, wide-legged trousers and white shirt. The wife had scoffed when he added the bow tie, but she planted a kiss on his cheek all the same. His little girl slipped her hand in his, and they strolled around the carnival grounds. He winced at the chafing in his palm, where a week back he'd nobly earned the rope burns from a righteous killing. "I see you made it." It took him a moment to place the stranger. Then he recalled the way he'd looked like the devil himself when he'd stepped out of the truck that night at the Negro lynching. That bright red hair had caught the glint of the fire in a way that was off-putting. Clay Kennel, owner of this here carnival. The patron of the evening's entertainment introduced himself with a little bow that made his boy giggle. "Much obliged for the invite, Mr. Kennel," the man said. "Couldn't think of anybody more deserving. You folks enjoy yourselves, then." Inhospitable not to offer us a personal tour of the place, the man inwardly scoffed. But you can't expect much in the way of manners from his kind. Any decent sort of man would find steady work and settle down with his family. Probably why he's hired so many darkies, too. No upstanding white man would settle for this kind of life for too long. He left his family in a longish line for a ride, with enough money to see them through a few games to boot, and then went in search of the beautiful woman from the poster plastered on the outside wall. The one his wife had caught him gawking at. He swore he'd circled the place twice. Now he stood scratching his head, looking out at the empty field behind the last tent, when the lights flickered and flared. Yes, it made sense that they'd moved the burlesque show off a ways. The tent was a grimy white and otherwise unadorned. Man-sized shadows jostled around inside. Hoots and hollers and sultry music drew him forward like the righteous to the pearly gates. A slow smile spread across his face. He didn't break into a run, but his pace did quicken. At last he yanked back the tent flap, stepped inside. He blinked at a sudden fog. Shadows dissolved. The man screamed. In the standing room-only space, every seat, every corner was filled with an abomination more horrific than the next. On the stage, a horned monster held court. In a sickening parody, the twisted form jerked its body through suggestive movements.